welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a video on how I edit my Instagram photos, the apps I use, and everything like that. It's actually gotten way more simpler since I've been doing a different kind of theme on my Instagram. So now I'm doing more of like a moody look to my Instagram. It used to be more of like a white theme, and that was a pain in the butt to edit pictures and like create the theme that I wanted and the flow that I wanted. So now it's a lot simpler. More simple. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see a video on how I create my theme and the steps that I take and the kind of planning that I do in order to post pictures to create flow, then let me know, because that's a totally different topic. Like, I couldn't do two in this video because I think it would just be too much. So we're gonna do the editing today, and then if you want me to do that video where I plan out my pictures and all that to create a theme, I will do that for you guys in another video. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay, so my phone is right here, but you're not gonna be able to see it because I'm charging it, because I didn't realize my phone was on 5%. Hello, I know. I'm on 5%, I'm trying to do this video, but we are going to make it work. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into my camera. I'm gonna go into my photos. I'm gonna go into all photos. And then I'm gonna go into albums, favorites, and these are the pictures that we're going to be playing around with today. Thought it was easier to put it in my favorites folder. That's what I usually do anyway, but that's again for the next video. I like to just put all the pictures I'm going to edit in that favorites folder, so that way I know, which ones I'm trying to edit. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to edit a selfie. Now, everybody does everything different, obviously. This is just the way I do my editing. So here is my selfie. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a filter to it. Now, my Instagram theme is now consistent of having the same filter on every single picture and tweaking it to the individual picture to make sure that it kind of flatters that picture. Does that make sense? I hope it does, but I'm going to just go down here and use the actual filters on the iPhone. So a lot of people don't take advantage of these kind of things. I use apps, don't get me wrong, but I really love one of the filters on the iPhone. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. I'm gonna go to the bottom of the little camera, whatever, the photo editing app that we're using right now. Well, the app or it's not even an app, it's just you see the three circles on the bottom. That's where we're going right now. So we're gonna click on that, and that's gonna bring up all your filters. So I'm gonna click the fade filter. This is the filter now. Like I said, I use it on all my pictures, and as you can see, this is not super flattering for selfies. Unfortunately, it looks great on all the other pictures I do, but for selfies, it's not the best. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna fix that. So I'm still gonna click done, and then I'm going to close out this because now that saves it like that. And we're gonna go on to the first app. So the first app that I usually use, or one of the apps that I really like, is Snapseed. Snapseed has a bunch of different things that you can, use in the actual app, but the main thing that I use it for is for the selective tool. So I'm gonna go down here to the little pencil looking thing in the circle, click that, and it's gonna bring up a bunch of different things that you can do to the picture. For now, like I said, I use selective. That's my favorite thing. And this tool basically just lets you brighten a picture, contrast a picture, or saturate a picture, but in a specific area of the picture. So instead of saturating the whole picture, you can just pick a spot and it'll only saturate that one area. So that's what I'm gonna do right now because I look like a ghost in this picture. So I'm going to click, and it's gonna say B for brightness, but as you scroll up and down on the screen, it gives you the brightness, contrast, and saturation. So saturation is where I wanna be. I can pull out to make it look or saturate more of the picture, and I can pull in to really concentrate it on the one spot. So I wanna concentrate it on my face, and all I have to do now is slide to the right, and that's going to add more, and if I slide to the left, it's going to add less. So I obviously want to add some saturation to my face because I don't want to look super ghostly, and I'm going to bring it almost, I want to say about halfway. So that's bringing life back to my face. Yeah, I'm not super saturated right now like I am in person, but it's okay. I mean, that's alright with me. It's not really ideal, but again, I love that fade option so much that it's okay. It'll work, and when I go into Instagram and edit more, I can make it a little bit more saturated, but at least now my face isn't like totally white like Casper. So I think that's all I'm gonna do for this app. I think that looks fine. I'm gonna save, and when I save, I always save a copy. You can just save it as is, but I like to save a copy. I'm gonna close out of there, and then I'm gonna go on to Facetune. So I I don't really do this too much anymore, but we're gonna do it today because I did do it on my last selfie, and you know, why not? So my background is like gray and white, but I think I just want to blank it out completely. I don't know if I did this already because it kind of looks like I did. Did I edit this picture already? I don't know. It looks kind of white already, but we're gonna go in with the whitening tool at the bottom of the screen. Again, I'll click it because I felt like I was speaking fast there, but the second tool is whiten, and a lot of people use that for their teeth, but I'm gonna use it to whiten the background. So as you drag your finger across the background, it's just going to whiten any spaces that are not white, basically. And I'm just gonna make sure it's nice and covered back there. It basically just blanks out the area, and it just works for my specific theme. This might not have to, I don't even use it that much anymore because my old theme was more of the white background kind of look, and now it's not so much. But this picture just, I don't know, I felt like it needed it a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to press the check on the top, and I'm gonna save it again, save to camera roll. And now we're gonna go right into Instagram. Believe it or not, that's probably the most I will be doing, is just Snapseed and Facetune. I really don't use too many more editing apps. It's very simple for me now, which I personally love because who wants to have more work? So I'm gonna go right into Instagram, and right now I'm actually in my test page, which I will talk to you guys again about if you want me to talk to you about the whole how I plan my Instagram photos and all that video. I'm gonna go to the bottom and put this picture up. I'm going to go like this and bring it in just because when it pops up on Instagram, it looks just a little bit more attractive, but in my theme, it'll be more zoomed in, which I'm okay with. I'm gonna press next, and I'm gonna go to edit. So I love using all these tools. I mean, like I said, take advantage of these things. These are free, they come with your phone, they come with the Instagram. The other one comes with your phone, so why not? So I'm gonna go to contrast, that's one of the main ones I use. I'm gonna contrast the photo a little bit. I'm gonna go into saturation. I'm gonna saturate a little bit more so I can look a little bit more alive. And then sometimes I'll do highlights, but right now the photo's pretty bright, so I think it's okay. I'm also gonna go into sharpen, and I'm gonna sharpen the photo. So as you can see, just like the highlights in my hair stand out a little bit more. Just all together looks a lot better. And then I'm gonna click done. And then I'm gonna click next, and I'm gonna click share. And then there is my selfie. So yeah, it's not looking too it flowed too well, but this is the last one I edited, and it's exactly the same thing. So it just depends on, when I take the picture and how it's flowing with the theme at the time. So yeah, though I want to tell you guys one last thing though before I go into the next picture. When you're in Facetune, you can also use the details button at the bottom of the screen to make these things pop, like your lipstick and your eyes, if you guys can see before and after. I don't really do it that much anymore because my makeup is not really that extreme for me to do it anymore, but you can do that with the makeup or like on your highlight or something if you really wanted to stand out. But it wasn't like that big of a deal for me for this picture, so I just didn't do it. But I do it sometimes, just so you guys know. And then sometimes I also use the smoothing button, and I'll just smooth underneath my eyes. That's really it. Or if I have a pimple, but sometimes underneath my eyes. I just felt like that picture didn't really need much retouching, so I left it alone. But for the sake of the video, I just wanted to show you guys, I do use the smoothing tool, the details tool, and the whiten tool a lot in Facetune. And I use it for other pictures, which I will show you guys next. So the next picture I'm going to be editing, let's see which one it is. All photos, let's go to favorites, albums, favorites. Okay, so the next picture is, I'm not gonna really be using the whitening tool, I'll use it in the next one, but this is a picture of me far away, sitting down, someplace in New York. So this is the one we're gonna be editing next. And again, the first thing that I do is I go to the bottom of the phone, click the little circles, and I click the fade button. So it just gives it some moody like vibe, and I just really love how it looks. So I always do that. Then I'm gonna close out of there, and I'm gonna go into, oh, that was Venmo. I'm gonna go into, what do I need here? I guess back to Snapseed. So I need to again do the whole saturating thing on my face. So back to open from my favorites here. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to go into the little pencil, go into selective, I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click on my feet because that's the first area that needs help. And I'm going to, I brightened by accident. I'm going to go down to saturation, and I'm just going to saturate the feet. So I'm going to bring it in because I don't want everything else saturated, but just so my skin doesn't look totally wiped out. That'll help. And then I'm going to do it again a little bit on my knees since they're showing. Whoops, why is it doing this? I think, hold on. I think it's because I used this little zoom button. I really don't even ever use that. Go back to the knees, selective. Okay, see, that's better. Saturation, I'm going to saturate just this area. And like that. I don't think my feet want to work that well, so let's go back. Yeah, that looks better. Go back in there. And then, of course, my face. So I'm going to go into saturation. And you guys can see that it like zooms you in, which is nice when you hold it down. So you can see exactly what you're doing. And I'm going to saturate it to about 50% and make sure it's just on my face. And that's about it. It's just a little bit more so I don't look totally like washed out, but I still am able to get the effect of the filter. I actually don't need to go into Facetune or anything. I'm gonna go right into Instagram, super easy. Go and upload this picture, and as you guys can see, it's like this. So I definitely want the whole picture this time because I like the whole vibe that it's giving. So I'm gonna make sure it's the whole picture. I'm gonna zoom it in, out. I don't know. I'm gonna make sure it's the whole picture. I'm gonna go to next. And the first thing I want to do is edit the I want to adjust the photo and make it come forward a little bit because the person who was taking this picture took it from below and it was at kind of a weird angle. And I use this adjust option a lot, and I don't think a lot of people really do, but it's the first one here. And there's 3 different, you know, things you can do: vertical, straighten, and horizontal. So I'm going to use the vertical first and pull the picture forward. So it just, I don't know, I just feel like that looks so much better. The lines are cleaner. I just think that looks better. So I'm gonna do that. This one I'm not gonna straighten, even though the lines aren't perfect, but to me, I don't know, I feel like that's fine. It doesn't bother me too much or whatever. So I'm gonna leave it alone. After that, I'm gonna go into contrast. I'm going to contrast the picture some more because I like how that looks when there's a lot of darkness. I just like that moody vibe right now, so I'm going to contrast it. I'm going to, sometimes I'll do the highlights and just make it pop, but I'm alright without the highlights right now. And I'm going to sharpen it. I always sharpen my pictures no matter what, even if it's like 2, I always sharpen my pictures. I just think it gives that extra like effect of making it look professional. So yeah, that's about it. And then I'm going to click done, go next, and then I'm going to share it. And that's the picture. So I just think it looks a lot better and a lot more professional. Just gives it a little bit of something. Yeah. So this is a picture I took the other day at the coffee shop. I'm going to first go down here, go to the circles, press fade. That's better. Let's go into Facetune. I'm going to show you guys how to whiten a little bit on this one too. I'm going to, the first thing I want to do is detail out these 2 items, the croissant and the coffee, because I just want that to stand out in the picture and I think that looks cool. So I'm going to go to the bottom and click details. I'm going to run my finger over this and just make all that pop. Doesn't that look so much more pretty? And I'm going to do the same thing on the coffee. So this is before and this is after, before and after. Just bring something to the photo. After that, I'm going to click yes, like click that as approved, and then I'm going to go on to whitening, which I really don't need to do too much of, really. I like kind of the woody look, but I'm going to do it for the sake of the video so you guys can see how you can like whiten out these backgrounds also. It's not going to whiten it out completely, but it's just going to give it a little bit more brightness. So I'm just running my finger across. I know you guys can't see me doing it like actually on the screen, but you can see me right here. I'm just doing it around. You can bring it over the croissant if you want and brighten that up a little bit on the coffee. It really just depends on what you're going for. And this is before and this is after, before and after. So it brightens up the wood a little bit. Again, personal preference, totally up to you. It works the best on something that's already white or that's light gray or something that's already like light, and then it'll whiten it up nicely. So let's approve that. And then I think that's it for here. I don't need to smooth anything or anything like that. So let's save this again. I'm gonna open it on my Instagram. So a lot of people, like when I see people do these videos, they're using like 1,000 apps. I think I'm pretty like simple. I know it might seem like a lot, but I think I'm pretty simple, like especially now. I used to go crazy when I had that white theme, like I said, but alright, so this is how this is looking. You can't rotate this if it's zoomed in, so if you want to rotate it, you have to keep it zoomed out unless you do it beforehand. So you can do it in actual, you know, in the actual iPhone, but I like how this looks and I can still rotate it. I'm not crazy about this part being, like the bottom part being a little bit more faded out and that shadow in there, so sometimes I would bring it in, but this is why I didn't use this picture on my Instagram. You guys can go see the one that I used, but yeah, it's okay. We'll work with it. So I'm gonna leave it zoomed out, and again, you can't really adjust it much when it's zoomed like that. Let's just leave it like this. It's not my favorite, honestly. I prefer this to be like that, but nah. We'll just do it for the sake of the video. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I want you guys to really pay attention more to like how it's edited, like in other senses. So like right now with the contrast, you guys can see that there's like a lot of the black plates. I like to contrast those out. I like to make sure they're really nice and black because I want to, I don't know, I just think it looks better. So I'm going to make that nice and black. And then I could do a little bit of highlighting, like push up the highlights a little bit. And then I still always sharpen, so I'm just going to sharpen it a tiny bit. And yeah, so that would be really it. It's so simple compared to like a lot of other people's. Okay, so this is the one I ended up using. I just think like the lay of it looks way better, but you guys can see like I definitely put the details on in the coffee and on the croissant, and it's more contrasted the white background a little bit, and yeah, I just think it looks really good. So those are the 3 photos that I wanted to show you guys. So that's how I edit my Instagram photos. I know it's not super like crazy or anything like that, but literally that's how I've been doing it. For the most part, that fade filter in my iPhone, that if you have an iPhone, you have it. So it's, you know, that's it. It's free, it's there. If you want to do that kind of theme that I have going on, then that's how I started it, just using that fade filter. That's like 90% of my editing, so I never really have to go too crazy otherwise, unless it's like a selfie or something with a lot of skin, because then I have to saturate myself a little bit more so it's not like making me totally pale. But other than that, I really don't do much. I concentrate on just making the details pop. What is it called? Not saturating, sharpening the picture. And yeah, that's really it. Contrasting a little bit and just adding to the depth that I like. But it's really easy compared to a lot of videos that I've seen. So I hope that it helped you guys out a little bit, and I hope that you guys maybe learned something new. If again you want to see that video on how I go in on like planning my photos, my friends know I'm crazy, that I can't like have a certain photo in one spot because then it'll bother me because this one has to go there, like kind of thing. I'm very anal with that, and that is a little bit more detailed and a little bit more intense, I want to say. So that video I think will be beneficial if you guys want to see it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed and if you learned something new. If you need any help with anything like editing wise or anything like that, if you even want to know like camera advice or anything, you guys can always feel free to ask me. I'm always open to questions. I'm here to help. That's why I'm here, and I love to help people. So like I said, ask me. Again, I just use my cell phone to take most of these pictures. Sometimes it's my camera that I'm filming with now, my Rebel T5i, and then sometimes it's my Sony a5100, but mainly the Sony a5100 is for selfies and vlogging, and then I use my Canon for filming and my blog pictures, and then my cell phone for a lot of my Instagram pictures. So yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbering now because I feel like I could talk to you guys all day. I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.